A brief update from Batshit Bonkers Britain, where we're very fond of telling people we have the mother of all parliaments, and really this idea that we're at the apex of politics and democracy and science is quite the myth. First up, we have the former Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who's put his own father, Stanley Johnson, up for a knighthood. He already got his brother, Joe Johnson, into the House of Lords, the unelected people who are supposed to represent us. Undoubtedly his sister now, who's Rachel Johnson, will be expecting a damehood, presumably for services to having big hair and self-promotion. Then we have the WhatsApp messages between Matt Wan'Cock and the senior science during the time of COVID and lockdowns, Chris Whitty. These WhatsApp messages show very clearly Chris Whitty, the science, wanting to change lockdowns to just about 4 days. So people had to self-isolate for 4 days. Matt Hancock didn't want that because we were apparently on 14 days. And there was this kind of haggling process between them that was basically saying, well, if we call it 7, most people are more likely to believe that we aren't talking shite, at which point the science went, okay. So we now know that the science stood in Downing Street going, next slide, please, was at best some kind of performative art. And all anyone was really following was Matt Wancock's massive ego at the same time as he was trying to bonk Gina, or whatever her name is. And then finally, a lovely gentleman in Oxford, who also happens to be deliciously good looking, is going to be massively impacted by the climate lockdowns, where Oxford Council are basically trying to grab at people's freedom to use their own private vehicle. He put up a sign on the side of his building or restaurant, which he fears will have to close because of these climate lockdowns, protesting against them. And he's been told by the council he has to take it down because he hasn't got planning permission or the correct documentation to have a sign on the side of his own building, and that they will fine him £2,500 if he doesn't take that sign down. So here we are at the jolly apex of science and democracy and politics here in Batshit Bonkers Britain.